everyone, it's Sharonda from Pay Your Weights, and today I'm going to be reviewing House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 6. Y'all, a lot has happened in 10 years. We have a 10-year time jump from where we left off in last week's episode when we see Rhaenyra having to marry Lenore. I feel like y'all always give me in the comment section because I never say Lenore name right. I never say Viserys. I think it's Viserys. But y'all know what I'm trying to say, so it doesn't even matter, okay? But the shade that was thrown in this week's episode, I was not ready for it. Look at Allison finding her little shady bone after she was betrayed in last week's episode, after realizing that, Rhaenyra's little hot Westeros girl Summer, she was out here getting up in there with Sir Criston. And look at how far the mighty Sir Criston has fallen. Can't even be my boo thing no more because the way that he was just talking out the side of his neck about Rhaenyra. Like, ooh, don't be a sore loser. Don't be a sore side piece loser. Don't do that, Criston. That does not look becoming of you, okay? Took all your fineness away. What am I playing? Like, he's still fine, but it's okay. So, we see that the episode opens up. Rhaenyra's in labor. That was very interesting on the sound choices of just kind of hearing her push, hear like stuff coming out, even when she like was like delivering like the afterbirth, the placenta, all of that. I was like, I don't know if I needed to hear all of that, but I do feel as though that it was a very interesting way to depict childbirth. I thought it was interesting. It was weird, but interesting because I haven't seen them do it that way before. But I was scared because I didn't hear the baby crying at first. I was like, come on, baby. Come on, baby. You better cry. But the baby started crying, and then we find out that it's a boy. And I was like, okay, girl, you better produce some heirs to the throne. I see you, boo. Allison could never, even though she did, but still, she couldn't give all boys out here like what Rhaenyra was doing. But we see that Allison quickly says she wants to see their son. And so I was like, dang, like the baby just came. Even the baby looking at his mama like while she's sitting up here, she's trying to get all this stuff together. They're putting clothes on her. They're like, we can take the baby. She's like, hell to the no, no, no. I'm not letting that woman around my baby by herself. And so I was just like, wow, like I see that things are probably still just a little bit dicey between the two. So we see that she's trying to get it together. Her body's very weak because she's like literally just minutes after giving birth. Even when Lenore comes in, he's kind of like, she want to see you right now, girl? Like, what's happening? But the part that really had me side-eyeing all of the men in this episode is when Lenore was like, hey, like, you know, I hope it didn't hurt too much. And I said, sir, if you don't have several seats, because the way that I was ready to come and fight him, like come through the screen to fight him, because I was just like, why would you even say that? Like, what? Like, why you say that? Him saying it, even when the king, Viserys said something, even when Damon Raggedy behind was saying something to Lena, I was just like, let's have this make some sense. Like when he was just looking at her like she in all this pain and he just staring at her like he has no soul, which he probably doesn't. But I was just like, it was just the level of disrespect in regards to childbirth from these like men who could never, like Viserys, you look like you are like any day now. The Lord's just going to come down and take you to the pits of hell. Because this is something about Viserys because he looks so miserable. I feel like the Lord is just punishing him for what happened to his wife and the fact that he married his daughter's best friend. So I know he going to the pits of hell, okay? But after I got done cursing out Lenore for saying like, was it too painful? Like you see the girl could barely walk, okay? You see she could barely walk. But the baby looking up like, what the hell does my step grandma, what does she want right now? She look like, dang, I just came in this world and she already requested my presence. Ugh. So this is the part that really took me out, okay? So I wasn't expecting to see Sir Criston when she walked in, like when she was walking into the Queen's chambers. That definitely caught me off guard. Also too, the fact that King Viserys is still alive, because he fainted in last week's episode, and I was like, yes, I know he was probably like, take me, Lord, take me now. I'm tired of suffering. But no, he's still kicking. Definitely ain't got no hairline, okay? Barely got hair left, okay? But he just looking a hot mess. Like, that man is gonna die any day now. Like, literally going to pass away any day now. I'm hoping that he just passes away in the sleep, because the man looked miserable every single episode. I'd be like, how can you make him look more miserable than what he was in last week? And then the people behind House of the Dragon be like, hold my beer, because like we about to do it. So we see that Laenor, because I feel like I'm saying his name right, so y'all not gonna drag me this week in the comment section. But Laenor, when Allison was like, what's his name? He's like, Joffrey. And I was like, Joffrey? Everybody was watching like Joffrey. The baby was like Joffrey. Because like, we know that anytime somebody's name is Joffrey, like, it just does not work out for them. It's just not good. And then even like, I was just like, that's the name you chose? Like, everybody in the room was kind of like, okay, like, I guess. But when the king said, oh, he has his dad's nose, I said, now wait a minute. Now, before I knew that none of these kids was Laenor's, I was like, what's that supposed to mean, Viserys? Are you trying to say that he got his black-ass daddy's black-ass nose? Is that what you was trying to say, Viserys? But now that I know that ain't none of these kids Laenor's daddy, then I was just like, this is even more disrespectful, because like the delusion that King Viserys has at this point, knowing that ain't none of these raggedy kids Laenor's kids. But the level of delusion that Viserys is living under, like, that is crazy to me. So I was dying. I'm dying laughing now thinking about him saying that. Now, if I knew then what I know now, how much funnier that will actually be for me. But we see that Allison goes over to look at the baby. She picked the baby up, okay? She picked the baby up, and then she hands the baby to Laenor, and he was... This is not funny. It's not funny, but it was funny. Allison was like, keep trying. Sooner or later, you're going to get one that looks just like you. And I was like, even Laenor was like, and I was just gagging, like mouth on the floor. The fact that Allison said this to him, and she was so damn serious at the same time. But did y'all notice that when Laenor and Rhaenyra, do you know when they walked out that Sir Criston, raggedy, shady, just disrespectful, heartbroken, still fine as hell, but ain't ish at the same time? Do you know that he had his back turned to them? Like when they came out, he was like this. His back was like this. I was like, you gonna be this petty? Rhaenyra was looking unfazed like, bitch, I don't care. I don't care. But you see when she was walking out, she was leaving a trail of blood, because like the girl is literally leaking out because she just had a baby minutes before. But she did check Laenor like, hey, next time you want to name a baby, honey, make sure that you consult me first. And he's like, are they not our children? And I'm like, now Laenor, you know these kids not your kids, okay? I don't even know why you asked that. But she was trying to keep it cute. It was like, but I'm the one bleeding. And I was just like, Laenor, I know you effing lying. Talk about Barty's not our kids. Sir, go have several seats, because I just cannot do this. But we quickly find out who the baby daddy is. The baby daddy is Sir Lionel, who is the king, who is the hand of the king. It's Sir Harn's kids. All three of them are his kids. And the way that Laenor just kind of handed the baby to him, like, bruh, I know these your kids. Go ahead and hold your child, son. I'm just here fulfilling my duty, doing what I said I was going to do. And he went on about his day with his fake kids, his step kids. So, yeah, he's one of the commanders, commander of the Night Watch. Actually, no, let me make sure, because I feel like I probably said that wrong. So, I think he is, though. He's a commander of the City Watch, sorry. He's a commander of the City Watch, Sir Lionel's son, and Rhaenyra's new side piece. So, I see that she quickly moved on from Sir Criston. And they're boo things now, and these are all of his kids, and clearly the entire world knows it, and except for King Viserys, because he's delusional and he wants to be in denial. And you know what? Him being so miserable every single day we see him, I'm okay with that. Do you, boo? I understand. So we see that the kids are training with their cousins. So Alicent's kids and Rhaenyra's kids, they're training with the dragons. And Rhaenyra's eldest has like a moment with the dragon when it gets to say Dracarys. Poor RP to that goat. Like, you definitely could have made some good meat out of that. But go ahead, baby. Go ahead and get your eat on. So they were so disrespectful to team up against like his cousin, where they said, oh, we got you a dragon, and then the dragon ended up being a pig, but then he kept blurting down the dragon pig. He almost got killed by one of the dragons. And so clearly Allison was not okay with this. I don't know if she just like, she's really over her kids, but she was very upset that he allowed his cousins to even like play a trick like that on him. Are they his cousins? Hold on, let me get this family tree together. She got Raggedy King Viserys, who was Rhaenyra's daddy, okay, and who married best friend. So, I'm trying to do that math, and the math is not mathing for me, but I know one of y'all gonna be so eagerly to check me in the comment section. But like, if my parents had a kid who was me, yeah, they cousins. No, they great cousins. They great cousins, cause Rhaenyra is really their auntie. That was a lot to really unpack. I have a headache and I'm just sleep deprived. That was a lot to unpack there, but it's okay. I was trying to do that in real time. Okay, sorry y'all. So they great cousins. So they were being disrespectful, and we see that Allison was basically calling. Allison's having this conversation with King Viserys, and like, I needed King Viserys to put her back in her place. Not saying as a woman, don't want to get my feminist card revoked, but the way that she was talking smack about his daughter's kids, calling them savages, calling his grandkids savages, okay? Savages. So he didn't say nothing, but then when she started talking about how illegitimate these kids are, and then he was like, hey, ma'am, I let you talk your talk. I let you talk out the side of your neck. I let you say a lot of things that the average king wouldn't let nobody say. But what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to do it nicely because I'm living my miserable life in peace, I'm going to tell you to zip it. Now, he didn't say it like that, but I'm just saying, I know he probably wanted to go off on her, but that would have made him have to, like, not believe his delusions that his daughter is now out here banging somebody else. But it is what it is. But we see that Kristen and Allison, who are shady, hating A besties, okay? So they're having a conversation, and then he started talking like smack about Rhaenyra, and he called her the C word, and not like the C word like you cute, the bad C word, not the big C, but the other C. And I was just like, wow, so you this mad because she didn't want to give you no ass no more, Sir Kristen? Like, you that upset that you sitting up here devising plans, causing chaos, trying to get people killed because she didn't want to give you no ass no more, Sir Kristen? Like, let's talk about a man being upset. Have some pride. Stand up. Stand up. I don't see why you think it's okay for you to be this disrespectful because she didn't want to bed you no more, or she didn't want to make you know, she said she still wanted to bed you, but she didn't want to make you her main squeeze. Like, you really doing all of this over that off of one time? One time. I just, okay, so they're like hating best friends, okay? So Allison goes to check up on her eldest, and I don't know why her son is standing up like in the tower, in the windowsill, jacking off. I don't know why he's doing that. I mean, I got scared because if anyone has PTSD from when Bran was pushed from the little tower, like, I really thought something was going to happen. But the way that Allison was just unfazed on what her son was doing, like, she was just like, this is, I mean, it is normal life. But it was the fact that he was just standing where he could fall to his death doing that. That really disrupted my spirit. But he can have any care less in the world. He ain't trying to be king. He don't care about none of this Game of Thrones mess happening right now. He just trying to live his best life. In the way that Allison was not having that, it's kind of funny because now Allison has taken the position of her father once had when Allison was being very naive as to what could happen in the order of succession when King Viserys dies. I find it interesting that she's now kind of become her father after this whole thing that happened with her and Rhaenyra. So she got him together like a black mama, because she like grabbed his face. You know, your mama grab your face. And I know people gonna try to say, oh, your mama was like beating your ass and grabbing your face. Like, that's abuse. I'm like, that's just a black household. But she grabbed his face. I was just like, Allison, let me find out that you had some black handmaids or something. Let me know what's going on, girl. Because like the way that you like snatched him up real quick, I was like, wow. But We then cut to, we see Damon. So we wonder what Raggedy Damon been up to. First of all, we saw these little skinny dragon thighs that I would never, like the skinny dragon thigh wings, it just would never not make me laugh. Why they legs so damn skinny? Why they thighs so skinny? Why they so skinny? But we do get a black woman, dragon rider. Lene, hey sis, they aged Lene up again. I was like, y'all already aged her up last week, but okay, go ahead and age her up for a third time. So Lene and Damon are married. They have 2 kids, 1 on the way. And they're basically in penthouse. It looks like they're living their best life. I was just here to see a black woman on a dragon. I was like, yes, I'm here for this. But then I should have known, like, I was here for this, for her to just die by the end of the episode. I just want to paint on my clown face right now, thinking that I was just going to see black women riding dragons the whole season. I'm putting my clown face on right now. But we see that they're married. They seem seemingly happy until we get to the scene where they're basically been at penthouse, and they offer them to stay there, like, for their protection since they have their dragons. And so she was quickly trying to dismiss them, like, hey, baby, we're just here to visit, okay? We're not here for a long time. We're just here for a good time, okay? And Damon was like, hold on, girl, hold your roll. They talking about free rent over here, okay? Like, you not paying no bills. So he stopped her, and she put her hand away. So we see that there's a little bit of friction between the two. Meanwhile, I don't ever understand how Lena could, like, what is there to like about Damon? But okay, girl, I'm gonna let it slide. But I was really sad when I saw that her, like, daughter was like thinking that they didn't want them to stay because they didn't have dragons. And I was like, poor baby, get her a dragon, somebody. But I was just like, baby, we want you to stay. We want you to stay, sweetie. But then when I found out that Damon Raggedy behind didn't have no relationship with his daughters, which I can kind of understand, but I was very upset by that. That really disrupted my spirit for some reason. But anyways, let's get back to the TT, okay? The TT of what was going on. So, oh, also too, random side note, when Lene was like joking with her daughter, like he was presenting a marriage proposal, and the daughter was like, I know you effing lying. You think I'm gonna sit up here and marry him? The ghetto, okay? But she was joking. I was just like, baby girl, go ahead and speak your mind, because I wouldn't have been rocking with it either. But we see that Sir Kristen, oh, and also too, random side note, Damon is happy to be at penthouse. He doesn't want the responsibility. He doesn't want to be in the meddling of who's going to be in line of succession and stuff. So he kind of likes being away from responsibility. But the whole beef between him and Lena is that she wants to raise her children, where she came from, where she was brought up at. And so that's kind of the dissent that they're having right now. So back to the tea though. So we see that Sir Kristen is being just so, like, his level of petty is just, it's ridiculous. So he's supposed to be in charge of training all the little kids, okay? But of course he's not trying to train Rhaenyra's kids because they not his kids and they not Lenore's kids, but they really Sir Harwin's kids, okay? So he's only been paying attention to Alice's kids. So he's helping them, and then Sir Harwin come up out of nowhere, like, man, it would be nice if you could just get some equal opportunity teaching here. Like, who is hiring these teachers these days? And so he was like, oh, okay. He was like, it's kind of crazy though, because it feels like, you know, most people who would be here, like, trying to make sure that the kids are, like, being taught equally, that'd be like people's, like, family members, you know, like their cousins or like brothers or fathers. And I was like, everybody else like, start lining like, this is so ghetto. My kids bring me so much shame. But I was just sitting here with the popcorn like, oh my goodness, the girls are fighting. But before all of that happened, the kids started fighting each other, which was very unfair because clearly Alice's eldest is bigger than and older than Rhaenyra's eldest. And so they were fighting. But you know what? Rhaenyra's kid held their own until Kristen got a little psycho saying, don't let him get up. But then Sir Hearn broke it up. But when he said the thing about fathers, baby, he started beating his ass. I was like, get him, Jay, get him. He was like, like kind of like when he was beating him last week when he tried to break up the fight. But I was like, Sir Hearn. Now, y'all know Sir Kristen believed he deserved that ass whooping. I don't care what y'all say. He deserved the ass whooping that he got. But then it got Sir Hearn in trouble. Rhaenyra tried to go to the side, but his daddy was yelling at him. And basically, you know, Sir Lionel, he's a good man. He tried to resign as the king's hand because he knew that, like everybody else know, and the only reason y'all here to breathe another day, the reason y'all not dead, is because her raggedy daddy is so delusional that he's just not gonna pay it no mind. So he tries to resign as a hand, and then Lionel was like, and then the king was like, why? And he was like, speak plainly. Tell me the words on why you trying to quit. And then Alice was like, yeah, say it. Because I've been trying to say it and he ain't been listening to me. He probably gonna listen to your raggedy behind though. But of course, Sir Lionel couldn't say it. So he was like, okay, well, resignation denied. You still gonna be my hand. But he was like, hey, can I take Sir Harwin back to my estate so he can assume his duties there? Because he got kicked out of the city watch, but he wanted him removed from court. And the king was like, fine, I don't care about your son anyway. I just need you, okay? So Allison is upset. She goes to talk to, which I didn't realize that Lord Lyris was like Lord Lionel and, or whatever they are, Lord Sir, the Strong family, okay? I didn't know that they were all siblings and that was their daddy. Lionel was Lara's daddy. So they talking back and forth, and basically Lars comes up with this whole idea, child, where he had his brother and his daddy killed, okay? They set the whole place on fire, burned them alive in their sleep, okay? And so that's why Sir Lars went and got the two people out the jail and cut their tongues. There's a symbol for the bee, and I cannot think of it because I don't think I've gotten this far in the book, but it's a certain group, and I think it was a lot of importance to see that. But I don't know if that was a bee either, or what the little girl was holding in the beginning. That's beside the point, because I know y'all gonna tell me in the comment section. But I'm trying to read the book, but I haven't gotten that far into it. So we see that Lars goes to tell Allison what happened. Now, I thought Allison was a part of this, but clearly after he's having this conversation with her, she had nothing to do with that, and it felt like he was blackmailing her. Like, okay, sis, well, I did what needed to be done, like you said your daddy would do. So I did that, and so I'm gonna find you a little later, and you're gonna do anything that I want you to do, okay? Or I'm gonna tell them that you had something to do with these murders. All right, okay. So she was upset. Now, in the midst of all of this, we see that Daemon's wife goes into labor, but also too, I saw you, Daemon, talking smack about about Rhaenyra's illegitimate kids after Laenor message. After Laenor sent the letter to Laena about having another kid. So we see that while all this is happening, Rhaenyra actually does try to present a marriage proposal between their kids to marry the houses together, strengthen the houses as a desperate plea. But of course, Allison was like, over my cold, dead body, okay, ho? But before she could really say that, her titties started leaking, Rhaenyra's titties, because she just had a baby. So that's why I was like, why are y'all tripping like this? Like, y'all been feeding this man leeches for a whole 6 episodes, but y'all disturbed by some, like, titty milk leaking through her dress? Like, haven't make sense for me. So they end up leaving, and that's when Allison and the king, they got into it. But clearly she's not going to let them marry. So, you know, Rhaenyra is upset after her side piece, aka baby daddy, gets sent away, and then the elders have figured out that he is a B word, because I don't even want to say that because it's not the kid's fault, and who his real daddy is. And she decides she wants to leave and go to Dragonstone, and she even told Laenor that he could take his little boo thing, because the way Laenor's like, hey, I'm finna go fight, and she was like, bitch, I know you effing lied if you think I'm gonna let you go fight and leave me by myself. Okay, I've been letting you smash who you want to smash, live your best life, drinking the finest wines, getting wherever you want. You think you finna leave? No, but I was happy that she let him take his side piece, because, you know, your side piece killed his side piece in the beginning. So I was happy that they were able to do that. So we're gonna figure out what they're gonna be cooking up in Dragonstone. But back to Daemon Rackety behind. So Laena's in labor, and it's not looking too good. Pretty much the same predicament as what Rhaenyra's mother went through in the first episode. So Daemon is trying to make a decision on what's going to happen, but somehow, I don't know, in a room full of 15 million people, a pregnant woman bleeding walks out. She goes to her dragon and is like, Dracarys! And I was like, bitch, you bet not. And then, like, Daemon trying to find her, he walking out. The dragon's like, hell to the no, I'm not finna Dracarys you, girl. Go have this baby, girl. You gonna figure it out. And then I guess he was like, damn, okay. And then the dragon killed her. And we see the daughters weeping, staring at, you know, the body. Almost, you know, reminiscent to what we saw Rhaenyra go through in the first episode of the season. So I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, I do know what's going to happen, which is going to be very messy. And I can't wait to see how all of this is going to unfold because it's going to unfold quickly. So make sure you buckle up because it's going to get crazier, okay? It's going to get messier. It's going to get crazier. But now, Lene is dead. Damon's second wife that is now dead. Rhaenyra's side piece, aka baby daddy, is dead. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's not looking too good for Lenore. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I missed anything else. I think that's pretty much it. This was a good episode. You know what? It was a lot to kind of get into, like, the new characters. You know, the verdict is still out if I feel like Lenore's hair is better with him being older. I do like the shaved sides, and I feel like I'm going to give it a pass, but he needs a retwist. But, you know, Lena's hair was kind of popping. I was kind of here for this, like this curls, the coils that she had in the curls. I was like, I was okay for this. Fence is still out for Lenore. It was better than what it's been before. But yeah. Let me know in the comment section below, how did I do with Viserys' name, Lela's name? How did I do with Lenore's name? Let me know in the comment section below. Did I get the pronunciation right? Did I do it right? Did it take 6 episodes for me to get everybody's name correct? And now I got to learn all these raggedy little kids' names. But I like this episode. I thought they did really great for a time jump. I think from a casting standpoint, the casting from the younger and the older, I thought that was really good as well, especially for Rhaenyra. The Allison one was very good. I thought they did a really great job and still keeping the same intensity. I feel like it was even more intense now that everyone's a little bit older. So I really hope that next week Viserys dies. I haven't seen the previews and I haven't seen the behind the episode, so don't start. But I hope he dies because I just cannot take, I cannot take another episode of this man and his hairline, of the stories, of him suffering. I cannot take it, y'all. Just knock him out of his misery, please. But yes, I really enjoyed this episode. It just gets better every single week. Like, y'all, it gets so good. So please let me know in the comment section below. What did you think of this week's episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Like, what are you most excited about? For those who have read the book, I think you know what's coming. So, like, are you excited about that? Or are you not? But my name is Sharonda Williams from Pair of Weight. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.